What is going on, guys? Reseller Tom here. As you guys know, this is the third live today, so we're going to get straight into it right now. We have the trusty DSLR here. It's a little bright, but we're going to get straight into it. So we do have a question. So I'm looking for a video of yours how to take measurements. So let's just get this cashmere. This is an Italian cashmere J. Crew sweater. So basically, how measurements work, and if you want to make six figures, you have to add measurements to all of your items. It's extremely important, especially the clothing category, and pretty much any clothing category. You're going to need measurements. You're going to get questions every minute. Even like book bags, or I mean, this could apply with any item. I don't think it would hurt to add measurements to pretty much any item. So when it comes to clothing, what you want to do is get the pit to pit. So let's get this shirt right here. It's basically the first measurement is going to go here, pit, to this pit, and you're going to get it. So maybe that's like 18 inches right there. And then what you're going to do is get a measurement from the very top all the way to the bottom. That's the length. So it's basically the width and then the length for shirts and long sleeves. You could also, if it's cashmere, it tends to be shrunken. So you can get a measurement from right here to here. And what you want to do is basically tell, in the description, you would say like, please check measurements for fit, because this may be shrunken. You can say that, especially if it's cashmere. You can say like, the item may be shrunken, so please compare measurements. And so you would do a measurement from the seam right here all the way up to the top. And that might be like, I don't know, 12 inches or something. But yeah, anytime you find cashmere, pick it up because it's worth a lot of money and it's readily available at the bins. Like I find a bunch of cashmere all the time at the bins. Make sure you inspect it, make sure there's no holes. But this is like a very basic item. I would consider cashmere a gold item. And as you guys know, like shoot for gold items. So if your listing is like 5 a day, shoot for 5 gold items per day that are in the $30 to $40 range. And you're going to be making so much money that it's going to be impossible to basically overspend at the bins. And so if you guys have any questions, let me know. Looks like we got some likes here, 6 likes off the bat. We do have some questions. So Divine, I appreciate you reaching out. You were the first one here, so really appreciate you. But guys, like the video. It's going to help push this out to the fan base. We have like almost 900 subscribers, so really shooting for I would say around 20 to 50,000 in the next 12 months. And so you guys are really the individuals that are going to help that out. And so you guys are the OGs, and I will always remember every single one of you. And you guys are basically the foundation, and you will be rewarded. So your support will help. I have a very good memory, so I'm going to remember all of your names. And so, yeah, give the video a thumbs up, ask some questions. Let's get the thread moving here. And yeah, so for this is an extra small, as you can see, extra small. It is in reverse here, but it's a J. Crew Italian cashmere, extra small, made in China. So yeah, when you find cashmere, here's the fabric. If you like, it's super soft like velvet, and you want to pick up this type of fabric, you're going to see this all the time at the bins, like all the time. But the thing is most of it has holes. Most of the time, cashmere items have holes, so you really need to inspect it and make sure that it doesn't have holes, because for the most part, when I first started, I would pick this up, but it would have holes. So if this piece were to have at least one hole, I would just throw it away because it's no longer gold. If it's like Theory or like Frame or really, really good brand, You may want to still pick it up if it just has one hole. You just want to disclose it and point it out in the listing. So I use like my finger or like a pen or something like that to really point it out. But yeah, guys, your questions are appreciated. It'll really help the stream kind of move forward. So we do have a question from Planet, the OG. Would you say 98% of the bins is not worth anything? Yeah. So 98% of flea markets, Goodwills, common thrift stores, 98% of it's junk. Because most people are smart, and if they have something really expensive, they're going to resell it online. There are people that just are more wealthy and they don't care, and they're just going to donate their pieces. And so that's really where we're making our income from, is from the people that really don't know what they're reselling. Like, people donate things all the time. And so most of the time people don't really know what they're donating or how valuable the donation is. And so that's when you're going to find this like J. Crew cashmere, an Arc'teryx raincoat that's worth $500 that I found the other day. And I actually had many offers on that for like $100 to $200, but I know what the market is, and I know I can get like $300 to $500 for that. And that cost me $3. So that's going to be like a crazy X on investment. But yeah, most people don't know like what they're donating. So you can find people slipping up. And if you become super knowledgeable with brands, you can even find thrift stores slipping. Um, like the thrift stores, even like Goodwill or any type of thrift store, not all of the owners or the employees catch every single item. So you'll find Arc'teryx, or you'll find Fairty, you'll find CC Filson, you'll find like these newer brands where they slip up. That's where you want to infiltrate. So try to be the first person at a thrift store. I just do the bins, but I found many Hugo Boss jackets and Levi. Like, I found a really really nice Levi's jean denim jacket that's a large. It's worth like $60 to $100 at the thrift stores. They slipped on it. They were charging like $6 for it, and you can flip it online for 50 to $100. And so yeah, 98, that's what you need to become a professional, because the common reseller is just going into the common Goodwill and just picking up all these random um for instance, like this is a super low tier item. It's just Adidas running shorts. It is vintage. Um if it even is vintage, and like they're spending like $8 on just like super common stuff, and they're just wasting so much money. And I used to do that too. I would go and like with my girlfriend spend like $200 on just like shit basically. And like, if you don't have a side income, if you don't have a side business or another stream of income, it's so easy when you start in the beginning to really go out of business, because like you spend so much money at the thrift stores and you don't really know what you're getting. So you have to become more knowledgeable with brands, and you have to really like try to devote some time every day to understand brands. So understand fabrics is really important. So if you can see the texture on that, very important. Oh, so we have a question about measurements. So yeah, when it comes to shirts, you want to do pit to pit. So you would do a measurement from here to right here. This is probably around 18 inches because it's really small. And then you would do a measurement on a shirt from here on the very top to the very bottom. That would be your length. That might be 22 inches right there. When it comes to jeans, you would get a measurement from the waist. So let's say this says 12 from here to here. It says 12 inches on a ruler. That means this is a 24-inch waist. And then you would do a measurement from the top to this. This is the high rise. So I get it from the back. So you would do the measurement on a ruler from here to right here. That's the high rise. Maybe this is like 12 inches right here. So 12-inch high rise. And then you would do the measurement for pants right here, which is the inseam. So if you go see this line right here, you would put the ruler right here. Then you would do the length to right here. This might be around 30 inches or so. That's length. So for jeans, it's waist, high rise, and then length. 3 measurements on pants. That's all you really need. Like pretty much all you need to know. If you have ties or things like that, you would just get the width of the tie. It might be around 3 inches. But that's literally all you need to do. And it's very important to get the fabric on clothing. So get the fabric. Italian cashmere. I know it's backwards, guys, but you guys are getting crazy quality right here because it's like, who do you know on the reselling community that has like a DSLR that can zoom in this close? It's insane. But yeah, like, research and like knowing brands is the most important. How about dresses? Yeah, it's basically the same thing. So you might need like a longer measuring stick, like an actual ruler, but it's pretty much the same thing. You would get the length of it, you would get the pit to pit, and then if it's like a bodycon dress where it's kind of like narrow where the hips are, you would get the hip measurement, and then that's basically it. And then you could do the measurement from the hip to the length, or you could get, yeah, so it would be pit to pit. You would get the top to the waist, and then the waist on the length, and then those are basically the measurements that you would do. But yeah, thank you for the question, Divine and Planet. I appreciate you asking questions. What did you say on your last stream about jerseys? Basically, like if you think it's fake, it probably is. If it has cheaper, quality fabric, it's probably fake. If the stitching is very loose and if you look really close at the stitching and it's like poorly done, it doesn't look all like symmetrical and even. It's most likely fake. And for a good jersey, it's obviously going to be from a good brand like Nike. It's got to be super tight knit, and it's just got to feel good. You got to really like, if you think it's real and it's really good fabric, it looks really good. It most likely is. If the stitching is very like professionally done and like very high quality stitching, the stitching is basically where you're going to know if it's fake or not. If the stitching looks really poorly done and it looks like super thick and like it's kind of scraggly and it's just not like well done, it's 100% fake. But if it's like extremely tight and all the stitching just looks perfect and it looks like a perfect item and the fabric checks out and it's just everything seems great, then it's most likely going to be real. We got a question by Planet here. Do you sell in Poshmark? I know there are some very successful people that sell in Poshmark, and to be honest with you guys, like it doesn't matter what platform you sell on, as long as you're selling gold tier items that have high sell through rate, that have high ASP, it's going to sell no matter what platform you have. I mean, honestly, even if you created a Shopify and you had a super in demand product, it might still show up on Google search. I wouldn't recommend that because maybe that's wrong. But if you have Etsy or Poshmark or Macari, like any of these, if you have a super desirable item, no matter what, it's going to sell. It doesn't really matter the platform. I would say if you have very bread and butter, like low value brands, eBay is going to be number one because it has the most traffic. And so that's why I kind of go towards eBay, because I do have a lot of lower end items in my store. And I just kind of want to go to where the traffic is at. eBay is more established. It's making a lot of profit every single year. It's more indestructible. It's going to be harder for eBay to go out of business. A lot of these newer brands, not brands, but a lot of these newer companies, they're not really operating on a lot of profit. They're still, they have a huge investment, and a lot of them are actually in debt. And eBay, I didn't really see eBay's numbers, like if they're in huge profit or debt, but I know they're making like billions of dollars, like $3 billion per year. So they have so much cash flow that like it's going to be super hard for them to go out of business. So I'm trying to like go on eBay because they make a lot of profit and a lot of money every single year, $3 billion. They have the majority of the marketplace other than Amazon. But the thing about Amazon is they don't really sell used stuff like eBay does. eBay is going to be number one for used used clothing and used things. Um, Divine, how can I learn about clothing styles to optimize my titles? I don't want to throw in random buzzwords if they aren't appropriated, but everyone says they're important. So yeah, really, really good question, and that's just going to come through research, honestly. And so, uh, basically, what you want to do is go on Google Lens. So what you guys want to do immediately is download the app Google Lens on your phone. And what you can do is take a picture of your item on a flat lay. I just do a flat lay on the floor, and I just have like a light like what's shining on me right now. Plus, I have really good lights. Like I live in a really good apartment. I split it, and we kind of got an apartment that is it's like way more nice than what we should have got, basically. And it has really good lighting by itself, but you can also invest in just, lighting on Amazon. It's not that expensive. It's worth the investment. And hey, what's going on, Marco? I will answer you immediately. But yeah, you want to get Google Lens Divine, and basically just take a picture of your item and see what type of keywords people are using for that specific dress. I actually use Google Lens a lot for dresses because I'm not a professional on dresses, or I'll ask my girlfriend. She helps me a lot with the type of style. But your best friend's going to be Google Lens, and it'll kind of show you very similar items, and most of them have proper keywords that you can use for that type of style. So it could be bodycon or maxi dress or sundress. If you take a picture on Google Lens, it'll and you kind of go off of what the majority of people are saying. It's going to really help you with that style. Also, I would recommend to try to find the style code on the tag. Now, you may find a lot of just random numbers, but just search all those numbers and see if you can find your exact item, because for the most part you can find the actual website from that brand, and you can just copy all the keywords that website has, like the official website. Let's say it's Nike or something. You can use those keywords that they use. The style code can go a long way. You can actually make a lot more money by, like, for Lululemon, and for pretty much any brand. If you can find the style code, it's going to really help you sell that item for even more money, because some people just search for style code. And it kind of shows that you spent more time. Like the more time you spend, the more money that you'll usually get for the item, because you're putting more research in, you're creating a higher quality listing. And so if you want to command more money for your listing, you're going to want to add more keywords, more information about that listing that's more accurate to it, and add the essential like keywords, add item specifics that better match that type of item, and you'll just do way better. But hey guys, if you were watching this, like the video, and I will appreciate that, because it'll get it out to more people. So hopefully that helps you, Divine. We have a question from Marco here. Let's see if I was trying to pin the message to see if it goes like, I got to figure out how this works, but you can like pin messages to where it goes on the live stream. If any of you know how to do that, let me know, where like all of you can see the message. I don't know how to do that. I tried pinning the message, but I don't think it like you guys could see it. Maybe you did. I don't know. Any tips? Okay, so from Marco, any tips from someone who lives in a small county and not a big city? So, basically, if you had a really small county, you didn't have the bins. First of all, how far are the bins from you? So type in Goodwill Outlet and let me know here in the live chat how far away it is from you. Because if it's an hour to 2 hours away, I would highly recommend just still going, even if it's once a week. Load up on a bunch of items and use those items to dropped out for the whole week. But if you're just going, if like you have a small county, you definitely have a thrift store, because like even a small town in Wyoming has a thrift store. So what you need to do is just do more routes, Marco. Like, let's say you're just going to one thrift store. Honestly, you're only going to find 3 gold items in one thrift store. So you're going to have to go to 2 to 3, 5, 6, 10, 20 thrift stores in one day to find 20 gold items for maximum profit if you want to really make the big bucks and make a full-time income. And the last thing you want to do is just go to one thrift store a day and try to get 20 items in that one thrift store, because chances are like 98% of the things you get are going to be garbage. So the answer to your question, Marco, is you have to go to way more thrift stores every day, create a route. The top earner right now in the clothing category, when he first started, he was on the road for like 8 hours a day. He was listing like 250 or 150 items per day, and he was on the road for like 12 hours. And so he went to as many thrift stores as it took. So figure out a thrift route in your area and just drive until you find your target market. It could be 5 to 10, 20 thrift stores in a day. Look into flea markets. There may be flea markets in your area. Get good at negotiating, and I know a lot of them sell things for dirt cheap at flea markets. And I heard that if you go to the very back of the flea market, they're more desperate and they'll be more willing to sell stuff to you. Like the people in the front usually sell for a very high cost, but the people in the way back, they like rent out that spot for way less, and they get less traffic, but they're going to have way cheaper items. So, hit up flea markets and go to as many thrift stores as it takes, but only get good items, like super gold items. Research the Goodwill outlet, see if there's a bins near you. Johnny B. Dope, I appreciate you for joining. I really do. Your question is, do you think reselling will last? If so, how long? Yeah, I mean, reselling has been around for forever. That is the truth. Like reselling has been around for as long as capitalism has been around. So reselling will be around pretty much forever. And eBay is the best one right now. But if it were to fail, like there's going to be something that replaces it. So there's always going to be a market for like used items, because people want to save money and they want to get quality products at a quality price. And that's how we want to create our listings. A very high-end gold item for a very quality price. And that thing's going to sell super quick, supply and demand. So yeah, I think it's going to last as long as I'm alive, which is going to be another 120 years if I'm lucky. Marco, any tips for already did that. Sorry. Nita, Nita Shea. Nita Shea. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm a little dyslexic, so I'm sorry if I pronounce things wrong. Do you use the website pictures or stock photos? I would never use stock photos. It's illegal, and you can get a lawsuit if you're big enough. If like you were doing millions of dollars per year reselling things and using stock photos, you would get sued for a bunch of money. I would not use stock photos. I would just take photos on your phone, and that way people know that you actually have the product. So that's extremely important. So you want to make sure like you have your own unique photos, because people will treat you more seriously, and they'll like actually believe that you actually have the product. So definitely take all your own photos. If you don't, you're lazy, and you're not gonna. You may get sales, but you could run into big issues in Veros, and your account could get banned. Divine, I have a lot of winter jackets. Do you think they might sell if I list them now, or should I not bother until closer to winter? It's a really good question. I have a bunch of winter jackets. They're not selling right now. And I mean, I did have a Mountain Hardwear jacket. So I would say like outerwear, like when it comes to hiking, they sell. I had a Mountain Hardwear jacket sell for like $50. I would still list them, but I would just have them cost like I also have a North Face puffer jacket that I price at like $200. I don't expect it to sell right now, but it doesn't hurt. Just have it listed. I have winter things sell during the summer. So I would say still list it, but just keep it higher. Like keep the price high. Don't like budge on the price really. And it probably won't sell fast during the summer, but as soon as I mean summer goes so fast. Like it's like here and like summer goes extremely fast. So I would um I would just list it, have it at the higher end of the price bracket, and just have it on the site because it'll eventually sell, and maybe sell similar when it turns to like late August, September. It should sell around then. But yeah, I have all my winter jackets. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We have a lot of questions here, and all your likes are going to go a super long way. Like I'm not going to be able to give you guys this type of value for forever just because like this channel is so small. So this is very underground basically. When the channel gets huge and blows up, like I can't really give the same advice because like then it's going to ruin it for everyone. But as of now, super niche community. I love you all. You guys are the OGs and you will be rewarded, like I said, because you guys are the OGs. I have a very good memory and I will remember all your names. So if you have any questions at all, this is the time to ask. Like you have me live, you have me in the flesh. I'm doing about $12,000 to $15,000 per month on eBay. And so, yeah, if you have any questions at all, this is for you. Like this live is only for you. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for anything. I don't want donations. I don't want any of that. This live is literally for you. And to be honest with you, the only reason why I do this is for a community. I like talking. I like meeting new people. You guys are super cool, and I absolutely appreciate it. So your questions are awesome. So yeah, if you have any questions at all, if you need anything, fire away. Um, Don, hit that like button. Yeah, hit the like button. You'll get a sale within 24 hours, 100%. Johnny Dope, thank you. What percentage of profit on each item do you put into your business? I just got started in December. Curious how I should do it. So first of all, I would recommend to have a side income. I would absolutely recommend having a side income, unless you have no expenses at all. Like, let's say you live with your family, which honestly is kind of prefer. Like, if I was like 16 and doing this, I would be crazy. I would just be in. It would be insane. So try to get your expenses way down. Try to pay off all your credit cards, all your debt. Try to have very little monthly expenses. That's really the key. If you have rent, then make sure you pay all your rent. I would say reinvest everything. Like, so let's say you pay off all your bills for the month, and let's say you have $600 in free spending cash. And obviously, you're going to want your food and like all that stuff. So let's say, other than food and rent, you have an extra $600. Most people will spend that on the movies or Netflix or just, going out drinking at bars and stuff like that. I would say if you really want to accelerate your business, and this is what I did. This is why my business grew so much. Instead of me going out to the bars and spending, $40, $100, $200 per night, going to the clubs in LA and all that crap. Instead of doing all that, I reinvested all my money back into eBay. So I get all my bills taken care of, everything, all my debt, recurring payments, like car payments and all that stuff. My car is paid off, but um, all the extra income I get, I try just fueling it back into the business. And that's really smart because you're going to save a lot on taxes. Basically, with reselling, and the reason why a lot of rich people don't pay taxes is because they actually are broke all the time. They're reinvesting. It looks like they're broke, but they have millions of dollars in cash flow, but they are spending all of their money into assets and future assets. And you can write all that off. So it looks like they pay nothing, even though they might be making like hundreds of thousands a month or millions a month. They're reinvesting all that capital back into their business, which is a huge tax expense and write-off. and they just keep doing that while their monthly cash flow increases. So that's basically what I do. Like I just make sure all my bills are paid, and then I reinvest all the extra income instead of like just doing like I said, going to the bars and stuff like that. I try to just reinvest all the extra stuff into the business, because then it comes back tenfold. Because for every dollar I spend in reselling, I get back $18. Um, but Johnny, really, really smart question there. What's your Planet? What's your method for packing? Do you put the clothes in a plastic bag before you place it in a box? So really good question. I just I don't use boxes at all. I just there's three types of things I use. Literally three things. Let me make sure this so the first thing is just a 6x13. I have a video on my YouTube channel that goes over the exact dimensions. I have screenshots and all that. But I get about 1,000 of these, and it costs me like 2 cents per package. So if you go on Amazon, just type in poly mailer. I believe it's 6x13. This is really good for t-shirts and things that you can roll up burrito style, like super easily. Like for instance, these shorts right here. How I do it is I just boom, fold it like that, and then you basically just roll it. You roll it like that to where it's a burrito. It doesn't have to look perfect. And you put it in the poly mailer. Boom. Push it in like that. You take the seal off, and boom. And then I have a Rolo printer, and I just slap it on. And it's that simple, guys. You do not need to spend a bunch of money on boxes and crazy shipping supplies. I've never had a complaint ever. After 3,000 items that I sold, I've never had one complaint with just throwing it in a poly bag. It doesn't need to be perfect at all. Trust me, guys. Never had a negative review on a poly mailer. Just like you could literally just like throw it in like that and scrunch it in, because at the end of the day, they get it. That's all they want. They can wash it and all the wrinkles come out. The next thing is a 10x13, I believe. I do have a video on this and I have screenshots. If you just type in USPS shipping on my YouTube channel, you'll find it. But this is going to be the next tier. It's 10x13, I believe. And guys, if you're getting value, give this live a thumbs up. You will get a sale within 24 hours. So let's say you have some first class pants. It's less than 16 ounces. A lot of my nylon stuff. This is an REI Co-op. Really good brand, by the way. The tag looks just like this. UPF 50 is good. REI. Really good brand. How I fold it is I basically just fold it sideways like that. Boom. Then boom. And then I roll it like this. So it just looks like that. Nothing fancy. I'll get my 10x13. This is about $10 per 100 bags, or you can get them in bulk, and it gets down to like 4 cents for like 500 or 1,000. And you just boom, put the pants in here. Anything a little bigger that's first class will fit perfectly. And so I'll ship that out for like $6. And I would charge like $8.90 shipping for this. So I'd make money on the profit. For anything bigger like jackets, you'd want to use this. This is going to be your best friend, a legal flat rate envelope. So this is actually the bigger version. There is a legal flat rate envelope. It's $7.60. It goes from here to here. You can fit most jeans in that. It's going to be $7.60 to ship it out. This one's the legal flat rate. It's just a little bit bigger. It's going to cost you about $7.90 for, if it can fit in here, it's $7.90. And so this is very important. This is my best friend. I use this for blazers, like suit jackets and coats and jackets, like any type of jacket will fit in here. Jeans, heavy sweatpants. This is going to be your best friend. So you charge $8.90 on the listing, and it costs you $7.90 to ship this out, and that's flat rate. So if it fits in there, it ships. So really good question. So great question, Planet. Gem Drops, welcome to the live. I appreciate you. How many items do you need to list to make 5 sales? So I do 20 items per day, and I get 20. I do 30 items per day and get 20 sales per day. So hitting the nirvana of listing 10 and getting 10 sales, it takes time, it takes consistency. So to answer your question, it's not necessarily a number, because you could list a bunch of junk. Let's say you list like 100 items. I know there's so many people out there that have like 1 million listings, and they get like 5 sales per day because what they're selling is absolute junk. So to answer your question, it's really hard to give you an answer on that, because you just need to be listing high quality items. So if you're listing super high quality items, I would say, if let's say you're doing 10 a day that are 100% sell through rate in 90 days. In 90 days, you will be selling 10 per day, like residually every single day, because it has a 100% sell through rate within 90 days. So if you list it in 90 days, those 10 should be selling. And then on the 91st day, 10 more sold. So try to source super high tier items. But yeah, guys, if you have any more questions, let me know. This is you're not going to get me live often, so please fire away, because I'm here for you. I'm not here for myself, and I'm not really getting anything from this. I'm not asking for anything, and I don't want anything. I'm doing this really free. So if you have any questions, this is the time right now to ask your questions. Think of a question, and I will answer every single one of you. So yeah, to answer that question, how many do you need a list to do 5 a day? You would list 5 per day, and those 5 need to be gold items that have 100% sell through rate. On the 90th day, you should be able to sell 5 per day. And if they're all quality listings, good photos, you got measurements, good lighting, good SEO structured to your title, you have a very good structured title with SEO friendly with an SEO friendly, like optimized title. You have good item specifics, good keywords. If you have all that in place, it could be a lot less than 90 days. Like a lot of my stuff sells in like a day or 5 days, because I just try to source the best stuff ever. I'm getting about 20 sales per day. I'm listing about 30 per day. Some days I hit 30, but the average is about 20 per day, which is good. That is enough to get over $10,000 gross. All right, we've got a good amount of questions here, guys. Fire away. I'm here as long as you guys are firing away. So if you want me to be here for the next 2 hours, I'm willing to do it for you guys. Just fire away the questions, and I'll be here. Let me zoom in, because I keep squinting. So I have 2 screens. I have a screen here and a screen here, but I need to zoom in here so I can read your questions, guys, without squinting. How long? So yeah, Jay Ramsey, I appreciate that question. Really good question. So yeah, Gem Drops, thank you for the question. Jay Ramsey, how long did it take to get your inventory to the amount of items you have now? So I've sold 3,000 items in about 8 months, and I have 2,600 items currently right now in my inventory system. So I've sold 3,000, and I have about 2.6K right now within 8 months. So hopefully that answers your question. So great question, Jay Ramsey. Yeah, just I haven't missed a day, and I think I've only missed maybe 3 days total in the last 8 to 9 months. So that just shows you guys how consistent I am. And that's a huge key to my success is consistency of gold items daily. Johnny B. Dope. I appreciate you joining the live. I'm in college, so expensive. Are low. I'm not sure what your question is, but I would say if you didn't have a bunch of money, ask around, go around, let people know you have a reselling business, and try to get things for free. Go on Facebook Marketplace, try to get things for free. Go knock on all your the dorms and ask people if they have like extra clothing or extra things they want to get rid of, and be the trash removal guy. Or say you have a online thrift store. Do you have any items you want to sell? I can give you a percentage of profit. Or if you have items that you already have laying around in your dorm room, sell those and then reinvest the profit into gold items. And then you would continue to reinvest the profit into better and better and better items. And the top guy on eBay, he literally started he sold like a PlayStation and then just used that money to he basically sold PlayStation. He's a multimillionaire. He makes like 2 million a year. And how he started his capital was not by asking for a loan or asking his parents for money. He just flipped something he already had and then used those profits and then just kept reinvesting until he does like 3 million a year, which is insane. That's insane money on eBay. So Johnny B. Dope, hopefully that answers your question. Thomas Navarro. Does your title structure ever change depending on your target customer or always the same wording? So that beginning part is always the same. So it's going to be the let's say I'm selling this Patagonia Better sweater, which is a very good product, extremely good product. If you find this, it's like a $50 bill. Looks like this. A Patagonia Better sweater. It's long sleeve. It's just right here. Pretty much anything Patagonia you want to pick up. Medium's good size. It's beige. It's a Better sweater. The Better sweaters are mock neck and they have like a little pocket right here. And I forget what I was going to say. Does your structure? Okay, so yeah, the structure is always going to be the same in the beginning. So Patagonia jacket, because that's what it is. It's a jacket. If I was doing the cashmere sweater, you could put cashmere sweater or just sweater, but it's the brand. So it would be J. Crew, cashmere sweater, men's extra small, beige. Patagonia jacket, men's medium, beige, Better sweater, 100% cotton or mock neck, outdoor, hiking, long sleeve. So that beginning part is always structured the same regarding clothing. So it's the brand, then it's what the item is, a jacket, then it's the gender, men's, and then it's the color, or sorry, it's the gender and then size, medium, then the color, beige. And then you can have all those keywords, hiking, outdoor, leisure, travel, all those keywords are very important. So yeah, Thomas, great question there. Gems drop. I get concerned with the small mailers because I think it will get lost as I have had issues with DVDs previously. Also, I usually double check. I double pack larger poly mailers because I don't trust that the bag won't rip. So if it were to rip or something were to happen in the process, USPS, you could create a claim and they would actually refund you up to $100. So as long as your item is under $100, you would be covered if it got destroyed in the mail. I don't get worried at all about this. I will pack a $60 sweater in this. I don't care. If the customer gets it and it's destroyed, then USPS would refund me the money. So I wouldn't get worried. Yes, you can you can use 2 bags. That's going to help you. But for the most part, I've never had, I think on the 3,000 items I've shipped out, I've only had only one time where the package got destroyed in the conveyor belt at USPS, and they just refunded me. Like USPS, I filed a claim, they refunded me, and sometimes eBay will just refund you. So really good question. I wouldn't be worried about it. For DVDs, as long as it's in like a plastic case, you should be fine. If it's just the DVD itself, then yeah, you probably want to have like a padded flat rate or something more structured if it's just the DVD. But if it's in like a plastic case, you should be totally fine. When it comes to clothing, I don't care at all. I'll put it in the poly mailer. It'll be fine. It always shows up in great condition. Divine, good night, Tom. 12:30 a.m. here on the East Coast. Thanks for all the advice. Of course, Divine, have a great, wonderful night. I wish you massive success, and just keep it up. Keep learning, keep your research up, and you'll be just good. You'll be fine. What are some good profit margins for beginners by Johnny B. Dope? You want to get $20 profit. So you're going to want to sell things in the $30 to $50 range. And so when you're looking up comps, try to find things that are selling in the $30 to $50 range when you're starting off. And you at least want a $20 profit. I would say that's really the sweet spot. You really want to sell 13. You want to list and sell 13 items per day at $20 profit. That's six figures profit per year, 200,000 gross. And so that's really, really where you want to be. So it would basically out the door, it'd be around 40 to 50 bucks for the total sale. And then let's just say you get half of it. So 20 to 25 bucks profit is really where you want to be. And that's on an aggressive coupon and aggressive promoted listing, like 10% promoted listing. Overall, you just want to get at least a $20 profit. That's really where you want to be. So great question. Johnny B. Dope. Planet, what reseller YouTube channel do you watch or used to watch? There's a lot of really, really good ones. When I first started, I watched a lot of Daily Refinement and Tech and Sports. Those are my two favorite that I learned from. And they just have the success. They're like the top of the game. So I learned from people that have massive success. Dixon's Pickings, really good channel. There's a lot of good channels out there. And so I would say people that are very transparent, show you the daily grind, people that are actually doing it, not just talking about it on YouTube. Thrift Life is actually really, really good, even though he doesn't really do eBay anymore. I would still consider him a professional when it comes to brands. So I really like the content he makes regarding sell-through rate and the best brands, even though he doesn't really do eBay anymore. I still listen to him. Thrifty Life is really good. Yumbo Industries is really good. Yumbo, I forget his YouTube channel, but he's really good. He does it right. He posts really good stuff. Who else? There's one more I forget. It'll come to me in a second. But yeah, those are the YouTube channels. So Planet, thank you for that. Does listing a certain time of the day matter? I don't think so. I list at night, but I would say if you did it early in the morning, that's your best bet because I think it increases your traffic if you do it in the morning. Because if I did it at night, I'm in the US and the majority of my customers are in the US. And so that boost in traffic is going through at night. So I think I would have way better success if I just woke up immediately at 5 a.m. and did it at 5 a.m. or 7 a.m. or 9 a.m. In the morning is really, I think, when it would be important. But I don't really think it matters. As long as you're just listing the same amount every day, I think that's really what is important. But you guys, fire away. We're going to, Big Yumbo. He's a freaking boss. Does a certain time, okay, yeah, so Johnny B. Dopes, thank you for that. Jay Ramsey, no problem. KR SMIFF. So it takes about 90 days of consistent listing to reactivate a sales account. I have what I consider high-end stuff to sell, but not been listing for quite some time. I really want to start back. So I'm dyslexic, guys, so like that's why it sounds so botchy when I read things and it's kind of small. But Karasimov, or not Simov, SMIFF, Simf. I'm not sure how to say that, but yeah. So basically, how to get your store reactivated is just go back to listing. It could just be 5 listings a day or 10 listings a day. If you're consistent, your store will activate within 5 days. So you'll have whatever your best sales day was. It should give you that type of traffic from 5 to 10 listings. So like if I were to go on vacation for 10 days straight and I didn't list a single day, my sales would drop way, way, way off. But as soon as I come back and list, 5 to 10 at least per day, um, I'll pretty much be back to where I was at. I would say around 5 to 10 days in, from listing super consistently. So yeah, if you like took a huge break, just go back into it, just list 5 to 10 per day, and you'll immediately see those sales come right back. Gem drops. How often do you send offers? Immediately. As soon as I see them come in, I'll check my app. I actually have a bookmark on my phone where I basically have a bookmark where it's just the send offer link to my eBay store, and then I'll just check like every 10 to 30 minutes, and I'll just send out offers immediately because that's when they're hot. You want to get people when they're freaking hot. You want to get people immediately because they're watching other items. So you want to be that first person to get the sale and send a more aggressive offer than what your store coupon is. So if my store coupon is 25%, I'll send 30% coupon. Then you had more to your question. Do you have a schedule, for instance, daily or every Thursday morning, etc.? What percentage off do you think moves the needle in acceptance of offers? Really good question. I'd say around 30 to 33%. And that, so yeah, like 25% didn't really work that well for me. I would say once you do 30% or higher, that's when things really start moving. So a 30% offer to watcher is really when the needle starts to get moved. Anything higher than 30% is really, and then the higher you go, obviously you're way more likely. Um, for me, the 20 to 25% really didn't budge people. So I'd say around the 30% and up is really when you start seeing people accept the offer. All right. So really good question there. Thomas Navarro, what are a few brands you would wish to sell consistently if you could? Guys, list your question down below. I'm going to end here soon unless you guys have more questions. But I hope you guys are getting value in this. But if you guys have any last second questions, anything that you guys need, you have me live in the flesh here. So ask away, ask any question at all. I will get to them right now. But Thomas Navarro, what questions, or what are a few brands you wish you could sell consistently? So yeah, really, really good question. So obviously, it would be Patagonia, Cole, Prana, Lululemon, Fairty, CC Filson, um, Mountain Hardware is good. Any type of nylon hiking pants, even Columbia, even Eddie Bauer. Nike Pro Combat is a good bread and butter type item. What else? Obviously Patagonia, Arc'teryx. Certain Levi jeans do good. Polo, Ralph Lauren, if it's the bear, does good. What other ones? Hugo Boss does good. If it's like a jacket or a hoodie, does good. Tommy Bahama silk. Anything silk by Tommy Bahama does really good. Wrangler pearl snaps do very well. Salt Valley pearl snaps do very well. We have a question by 6x6. At what point of your reselling journey did you see the turn into an actual consistent business? That is an excellent question. It's listing every day, and it's having the intention of going to the bins for longer and only sourcing gold items. So that's really what changed it for me. Was obviously number one, listing the same amount every single day, even if it's 5 per day, even if it's 10 per day, even if it's 20 per day. Being consistent will absolutely give you very consistent part-time or full-time sales. And opposed to just getting filler and just getting anything, you need to really do research and try to find the best items possible. Like the lowest end bread and butter thing should be like Nike Pro Combat. That's like on the very low end of what I am trying to help you guys with, which is honestly good. Like I picked that stuff up, but it's on the very lowest end of the brands that you should be getting. So try to fill up your store with very good items, and you will have more money coming in than you can spend. So that's where I want to get you guys to. KR Synth, thank you, very helpful. Anytime. If you have any more questions, let me know. JM Jobs, what is a good vehicle to buy for reselling? Need to be discreet, reliable, and roomy. I would say anything by like Toyota or Honda that's an SUV would be good. If it's a more higher end car, probably like the Tesla SUV. But anything that has really good gas mileage and has a lot of space and is very reliable, like Honda and Toyota, are pretty much the most reliable cars. If it's US based, maybe Ford. Um, Anything that is extremely reliable. So look at reviews for cars and make sure the reliability rating is like a 10 out of 10. So that's obviously going to be like a Toyota or Honda because they pretty much last forever. SUVs or just something with more room is going to be very beneficial. But you're going to have to do research on that and really see what's going to be worth it for you, and try to get as lowest mileage as you can for the best price possible. But yeah, you don't need anything crazy, just something that's going to be reliable. That's all that matters, is just getting to point A to point B. You don't need a super nice, expensive car. All you need is something very reliable. The last thing you want is to be in a cash crunch and then your car breaks down going to the bins. That would be awful. That'd be really, really bad. So JM Drops, thank you for that question. 6x6, I think that anyone can become a full-time seller if the source is cheap and the store is full as possible. Yeah, I mean, that's really the key, is trying to get things for the lowest price. And let's say like the thrift store you usually go to is kind of dry. You're just going to have to really figure out how to get to more stores. You're going to have to establish a route. Maybe a lot of the stores in the beginning aren't that good, but you're going to have to just try every single one in your area. If there's 20 thrift stores in your area, go to every single one, see which ones are the best. When you start the day, go to the best one and progressively go to the ones that aren't as good. But try to do that thrift route every day. So it might be 10 stores per day. You might get only 3 gold items per store every day. Or you can go to the bins where they rotate every 20 minutes to every hour, and you're just getting gold on top of gold. And so, see how far away your bins are. So thank you, 6x6. Thomas Navarro. Are your item descriptions super detailed or very simple? And can you describe what you write in them? So I try to only source things that don't have holes, don't have stains, which makes it a lot easier when you are. It makes it so much easier in the descriptive and condition description when you just get items like this that have no wear and tear, no holes. You just try to get the best things that you can buy. This is another brand that I love, guys. Prana, really, really good brand. Right here, Prana, fire brand right here. $35 right here. Stuff sells super fast, just nylon hiking pants. No holes, no defects. So first of all, try to get things that have no defects, have no stains, have no holes. That's what you want to do. And then if it does have a defect or something, describe it in the condition description. Has a hole in the left sleeve, has a stain. Please see photos. Has stains on right arm. Point them out in the photos, and you should be good to go. Try to keep it as short as possible. You don't need a long paragraph. Just try to keep it as short as possible. Get right to the point. Has a hole on the left armpit area. Whatever it is, you need to be descriptive and point it out with your finger or a pen in the photos. And that should cover any type of item that is described, because If you get that, you can easily win the dispute there. It's a great question, Thomas. KR Symph, do you have a video showing your setup for pictures? Yes. So if you go on my YouTube channel, you can see exactly what I do. It's an older video, but it does actually go over exactly what I do. It's just a flat lay on the floor, and I have some lighting. I have some overlight lighting, and I just use my phone. I put it in square mode, and I just take pictures facing down on the floor. I'll like sit in a chair like this, and I'll just take photos, get the measurements, and it's that fast. So no need to have a crazy setup. You can use outdoor lighting. If you have a window, you can use the lighting from outside. But yeah, you don't need to overcomplicate anything. So yes, that is on my YouTube channel. Gem drops. Have you incorporated ChatGPT into your process? I have not, and I'm gonna wait until it's like super like accurate, because like I don't hire um, people overseas. I don't hire virtual assistants just because they have a tendency to mess up your listings. And the last thing you want is having 8,000 listings that are just butchered and all wrong. And I've heard horror stories with personal assistants just messing everything up. So I'm just trying to do it the right way, manually. Like the top income earner on eBay that does clothing, he pretty much did everything manually, like 120 listings per day manually. Yes, it takes all day to do that, but he does it the right way the first time, and that's what I do. JM Jobs, how did you get into the rhythm to do 10 to 20 listings, then increase upwards? So, you know, it's just motivation. When you start to get more sales, you find gold items, there's just like an energy about it where like you just want to grow, and you get addicted to just the sales and the growth, and you just want to grow more and grow more. But just start small, do 5 per day, and work up slowly. And eventually you'll start getting sales, you start getting a lot of money, and then it just becomes something that you just want to do because you want to create more income, you want to make more sales. And so it's kind of like a snowball effect. So I want to get in the rhythm because I want really big cash flow. That's a motivator. And yeah, like I said, just start with 5 per day and just work up slowly, and you'll start seeing some good sales coming in, and then that'll motivate you and get you inspired to really inspire you to make more sales. But yes, guys, we're going to end here shortly. So if you have any last second questions, let me know. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you guys hopping on today's live, and I'm just sending some offers right here. $90 worth of offers being sent out right now. But if you guys have any last second questions, let me know. Let me know. I thought we ended for a second. All right. Yeah, so I think that's it. So guys, yeah, we do have one more question here, but if you have any last second questions, fire away, because I'm going to end here. My voice isn't used to going this long for an hour straight. This is my third live today. It's kind of addicting because you guys are awesome, and I love answering questions that you guys might have. So fire away. We're gonna maybe have 5 to 10 more minutes here, and if you have any last second questions, fire away. If not, totally cool. If you haven't already, subscribe, because most of you guys that watch this aren't subscribed. So make sure you are subscribed. And we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, and I've really been going hard with this channel for, I'd say, about 12 days now. And the fact that I'm already almost at 1,000 subscribers really shows that you guys are incredible. So honestly, I really, really appreciate you guys. I'm going to remember all the OGs. And so thank you guys so much for tuning in, asking questions, because it gives me more content to go off of. Because yes, I could sit here for hours and hours, but I'd rather get to your questions. That way I can actually help you personally. It's basically free coaching. So we have one last question here. Um, but yeah, this is the last question. But if you guys want to send a question in before I answer this last one, let me know. Just type it in and I'll get to it. But here is one of the final questions here. What kind Thomas Navarro, what kind of person are you at the bins? A shark, or do you let everyone miss the hidden gems? What has worked for you? So I would assume that a shark is like they're waiting for the bins to roll out and they're just like, they don't care about anyone else. They're throwing clothes and they just don't care about anyone. I'm not like that. I am someone that kind of just sneaks in. So like while everyone's kind of waiting for the bins to roll out, I'm just running around trying to find everything. And then as soon as the bins are ready to go and everyone's going crazy, I will walk towards it and try to find a gap, a space, because people will walk out and run and try to go to a different section. So as soon as I see someone kind of run away, that's when I swoop in. And I'm very curious, courteous. I'm not like elbowing people. I just try to, like you said, swoop in and try to find everything that is uh, that people have missed, because there's so many items that people miss. It's crazy. People miss items every single day. Like I'll go in there late and I'll just find like cool pants just sitting at the top. I'm like, how does someone miss this? This is like an $80 item. It's insane. So I wouldn't say I don't try to go to the bins to make friends. If you guys ever spot me out in person, I will definitely talk to you and give you the time of day. But you shouldn't want to talk to me more than like 5 to 10 minutes, to be honest. Like you don't want to be at the bins just talking for hours. I see people there all the time talking for like hours. If you want to talk to me, get my Instagram. We can meet after, go to lunch, go out to dinner. I'd rather do that than waste time and waste money just sitting there talking for hours. So if you ever meet me, I will give you obviously the time of the day, but just talk for like 5 to 10 minutes and then we can go out to lunch after. But in that time, we should be freaking making some money, finding some gold, man. You don't go to the bins to talk. You go to the bins to make some cashola. Gem drops, best sale in your business. It can be monetary or emotional, like your first sale or first international sale. I would say the biggest sale I've done. I mean, the biggest sale I've done was like a camera for like $300. But I would say clothing wise, I'd say it was probably it was a red Patagonia quilted puffer jacket that I found that was just like super picked over. Someone sent me an offer, $10. People always send me $10 offer. Just Tommy Hilfiger cargo shorts, like for 680 shipping. I mean, obviously I'm gonna take that. It's like it's money on the table that I would just miss out on. It's just such bread and butter that like I'm obviously gonna take it. The best item, yeah, it's gonna be a goose down puffer Patagonia jacket I sold for $100, sold within 2 days. I think that was the best one. I think that was like clothing wise. Um, Other than that, recently I had a sale. It was like my first thrift haul, and I sold like this. It was just like a J. Crew like pink shirt. I think that was the very first thing I picked up when I like had the intention of actually reselling, and that was kind of emotional. Kind of like, whoa, like this sold like 10 months later. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna have to rule out here, guys. Any last second questions? I'm gonna give it 1 minute here. But I'm going to give you guys 1 minute to ask some of your last second questions here because I got to go. Thomas Navarro, bro, I'm going to buy something from your store someday. You're doing a great service, man. Hey, man, I mean, there's no need to buy something from my store. Like, honestly, like, I don't need any money. I honestly just want to create a community here. And like your questions are firing me up, guys. This is why this is the third live today. Because I got fired up when there's a community. Like it's awesome. Like I'd honestly rather just like meet you guys someday have like an event or something. But this is going to be down the road. But honestly, don't buy anything from me. Don't donate. Don't buy anything. I don't need money from you guys. I just want to give it out freely. And in return, you guys just like and subscribe and leave comments. That's all I care about. I just want to build a community. So liking and commenting is worth way more than me than buying something from my store. But I really do appreciate that, Thomas. I really do. Gem drops, do you have auto offer or decline? No, I actually have no auto decline or anything like that. Just because when someone sends a lowball offer, even if it's a lowball offer for $1, it actually boosts that listing in the search results because it lets eBay know that like someone's interested in it. So even if it is a super lowball offer, I don't have auto decline because any offer is going to help raise your listing in the search results, which is very important. So, to answer your question, I do not have an auto decline offer or anything like that at all. I'd rather just have the lowball offer and counter, just because like usually when people send offers, the item sells within like 3 days because it bumps it up in the algorithm. But yeah, guys, I think we're gonna end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all your questions, and it means a lot. All I really care about with this channel is just having the community, helping you guys, having some new friends on here, having and extending the family. So you guys are like my extended family. So really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace out. Thank you, Thomas. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.